Greetings, brother. Greetings.
How you doing, bro?
Doing all right. Just at work. Another beautiful day that the Lord has made, and all I can do is be glad. That I'm here amongst the living, and yes, God has given me another chance to get right with Him.
Amen, brother. I agree. Brother Jamon, this story is probably one of the biggest ones in recent times regarding, just something that's caught everyone's attention.
Oh, yeah.
And with that being said, it's either or on the official story. Like, either people believe what has been released. Well, let me start real quick, actually. And I appreciate you again, Jamon, for spending some time with us, as much time as we have you. I want to recap the official story, but before I do that, I do want to greet each of you personally, beginning with our beloved sister, the beautiful Nicole Barkus. God bless you. God bless your family. Shout out to MHW. Appreciate you for joining us. God bless you, sister. Sleepy Hospitaler says RIP Charlie Kirk. Brian Cabrera, praise God, RIP. God bless both of y'all. 10 Ninjas, greetings and God bless you, family. Appreciate you for joining us. Complicated D has a certain opinion. I don't know perhaps who he's pointing it towards, but I do greet you and bless you as well. Sister Tanya Bond, greeting and God bless you. I appreciate you as always. And to the many who are in the background and yet to make yourselves known, truly we appreciate you for being here. And we thank the Lord for you. And so we'll go ahead and get right back into it. Regarding Charlie Kirk. So, the official story is, of course, that he was assassinated. The official story, let me say the official story, is that it was done by Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old. He is charged with aggravated murder following the shooting that was at Utah Valley University on the 10th of this month, September 10th, 2025. There's a lot of different statements by people that are close and far from Charlie Kirk, like Candace Owens and many others. Basically, they have different theories regarding his death. They're skeptic. They're very untrusting, if you will, of the official story. And they say that there needs to be a deeper investigation. They challenge the official narrative, and I want to know from y'all, as much as we've seen on the internet, there's videos from the left, from the right, from the above him, from behind his shoulder. Some people are saying, hey, it was this guy that did it, it was that guy that did it, it was multiple people. Some people say he's still alive and it was an AI, like it was an AI video. There's a lot being said. And we don't want to disrespect the family or come off insensitive. We're just asking the question as far as where everyone stands on this, because it is important when something like this happens that the truth come out regardless, and we should have access to the truth. Brother Jamon, if you can let me know, what have you heard? I know you've probably seen something on the internet.
Just a little bit, but they're still saying this young kid was the person that pulled the trigger, and they're going to go ahead and blame him for it, and they're seeking after the worst penalty ever, which I don't know if we can say it on live, but
yeah, no, it's okay to say the death penalty for sure.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, they're seeking the death penalty for this kid, and it doesn't sit well with me that they're blaming this kid, and it doesn't sit well with a lot of people. They think how I think. How can this young kid with no shooting experience create such a perfect shot to where not only it hit the jugular of the neck, it severed his spine as well, causing him to be paralyzed and to bleed out instantly. That to me is the work of an assassin, a trained shooter. But I can't see no 25. I think the kid's 25, I believe, 28, or somewhere around there.
Yeah, no, 22, brother.
22, even younger. I can't see no 22-year-old making that perfect of a mistake, and doing that type and making that type of shot. I think there does need to be a deeper investigation, but then again, I don't think it will be, because the people who might be responsible might be his own peers, might be his own nation, to be honest with you.
He was well known, Jamon. I don't want to cut you off, but in Arizona, actually, Arizona State University might be kind of close to home. They held a memorial for him, and it was like packed with not just thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, but like Trump was there, Elon Musk was there. Like a lot of people came to his memorial.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that morning, I seen all type of private jets flying in. I don't live too far from the airport, and a lot of people flew in. Traffic was backed up all day Sunday. Everyone trying to get to the Cardinal Stadium. And speaking of which, they left a lot of trash. This is another thing that bothers me. I know it's a little bit off topic, but you're going to pay respect to a man and honor a man for his doing here on earth, and you leave such a mess. I mean, I seen on the news, they left chairs, they left tents, all types of trash and wagons, and it was a mess. I thought about going up over there and picking up some of them chairs, starting a yard sale. But yeah, no, that's not the way you do it. You know, clean up your mess, keep it neat, keep it nice and order. But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of people here in Phoenix, and you know, to pay respects to the man. I had to work,
Yeah.
so I mean, I, I thought about going by just to be nosy, see who was all there.
Be careful, brother. Be careful. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, I stayed away.
yes, sir. I'm
Oh
glad.
my
I'm,
lord,
I'm
my
just
lord.
saying. Shout out to my brother Gino P.
What's
Back to the
going on?
panel. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? Peace and blessings to everyone in the panel.
Greetings, brother.
Um, Peace and blessings to everyone who's tuning in and
Yes,
everyone in the
sir.
chat. I'm not gonna be long, but I'm gonna be strong on this one, TNT, because
What's the word, Gino?
this stinks. This one stinks.
Uh oh.
It
This
looks
thinks of conspiracy. What is it? What do you mean?
well, on these YouTube streets and gotta be careful what we say, right? But
Yes, sir.
this looks funny. It looks
Yeah.
funny. I would like to share the screen real quick
All
if
right.
you allow me.
Yeah, that's no problem, brother. I see you got something up there.
Yeah,
Um.
let me see if y'all could see this.
Okay, hold on. Let me. All right, you got the screen, bro. What you got for us?
This right here, this image right here. Y'all see him?
Let me try to see
It's
what's
too
going
small.
on here. No. I just on the StreamYard, it doesn't show me the full screen. Like
All right.
I see my
Yeah,
image, like my channel, right?
that's what I see too. But hold on. I apologize, family.
No. Take your time, brother. Take your time. Um, one thing I
Yeah.
just want to say. I mean, a lot of people are, there's a lot to be said. Um, one of the comments was from Yanni Mamalakis. Greetings, God bless you. He says Charlie was not unalived with a 30-06. So that's a type of, he's referring to the type of ammunition used. I asked him why he felt this way. He said, I believe the blood we see is an exit wound, and I believe that 100%.
My lord.
Okay. Um, the plot thickens, right? I'm gonna give
My
you back
lord.
the stage, Gino P. We do see. I see a person up there.
All right. Yeah.
Well, so what's going on?
They want us to believe that Patsy Cunningham over here.
Whoa.
They want us to believe Patsy Cunningham unalived this man. I've seen this movie before, with the unalivement of JFK, Dr. King. This Patsy family is a long list. It even goes way back to when they try to assassinate the King of England with a man named Guy Fawkes, for those that know your history. So this movie, we seen this movie before. So it was an unalivement from at his own function, man. So
Yeah.
that's a big tell right there.
I mean, it was crazy, right? A lot of people are saying a lot of things, Gino P. And I'm just asking questions here. So I want to make that clear. You know what I'm saying? I don't know one way or another, right? I wasn't there. Only the Lord knows. But um they are saying that there's inaccuracies on the official account, like the timeline, the evidence, and the behavior of certain individuals at that event. After it went down.
This brother Charlie Kirk, um, peace and blessings to his family, right? To his little kids and stuff like that, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Even though politically, right? I don't do politics no more ever since coming into the truth more and more. I left politics alone, but
For sure.
politically, I didn't see eye to eye with him on certain things, and some things I agree with. Um, but this was his taking out was an agenda.
So wait. I just want to make sure this person on the screen, Gino P. This is the
Patsy,
alleged.
yeah, Patsy Cunningham.
So this is Tyler Robinson.
Yeah,
All
Patsy.
right.
Yeah. That he's from the Cunningham family. That's a long list. TNT.
No, hey man. I mean, like Jamon was saying, the same thing. Basically, a lot of people don't believe the official story because of there's a lot of reasons. For example, the young man in the chat, he said that he was not taken out with certain type of ammunition. He believes it was an exit wound. So that would, if there's an exit wound that we saw, and I'm gonna put up something on the screen real quick, Gino. I appreciate you for showing that
No, no
because
doubt.
it does help us put context to what I'm saying, who is being blamed or who's being allegedly, you know what I mean, uh, given credit, whatever the word you want to use on the official story when it comes to Charlie Kirk. So, what the young man in the chat is saying, Yanni, he said it's an exit wound. So, let me pause on that. If it's an exit wound, a lot of people are showing different videos. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos, right? Everyone's seen videos where there's like people to the side, people to the back, people moving funny, they're touching their elbow, they're touching their nose, right? And then they're like, hey, they're signaling, hey, he's got a secret device. Hey, I don't know. Again, I'm not on one side or the other. I'm just saying that's a little scary that we don't really know definitively how this happened. Wouldn't you all agree?
I agree
Oh
because
yeah,
they
I agree
again,
100%.
they trying to say that this Patsy all by himself was able to uh uh maneuver his way all by himself. Feel me? With no help.
Yeah,
He, you know,
yeah,
Right.
he might have pulled the trigger, but people definitely helped boy.
Yeah,
It's,
I mean,
it's a wheel within a wheel, bro.
yeah. I mean, well, so let me post my brother John Smith. Salute to him. He has a very interesting topic. I mean, comment, I should say, and it's a position a lot of people have taken. So, so I want to read it because a lot of people feel similar to Brother John Smith. He said, maybe y'all are from the north, but people down south can shoot. We're used to full sniper positions. In past wars, you grow up hunting. That shot could be easy to a 20-year-old with practice. Now that's something that I've heard a lot of people saying, "Hey, I could hit that," or "Hey, I've hit that before in my backyard." People who are used to using that type of arms, if you will.
Well, maybe son did sh- did pull the trigger, right?
Hmm.
But he had help. It wasn't him by himself masterminding this. Patsy Cunningham. He looked like a good, you feel me?
Are you talking about the people with the signals and the arm movements and stuff like that? Like,
Nah,
I want to.
I'm talking about people in his ear.
Oh, okay, okay.
People in his
Well,
ear.
I mean, so if we look at the facts, right? It was out in the open. It was at a university. This man is highly connected, right? Like Trump, the vice president, Vance, Elon Musk. A lot of people are aware of who he is. That's just like a handful of names, right? But
Right.
what I'm saying is he had enough connections to get security to the point of where it could have been high tech security, like drones, whatever the case, like whatever he needed. I'm sure he had access to keep it a safe environment.
Yeah.
So it is kind of strange that it just happened, like without anybody seeing. Dude crawl up on the roof, right? Like he was out there posted is the official story. He was just posted up on the roof and just waiting. So yeah,
TNT.
SG says no exit room. Yes, sir.
TNT. He was a crash dummy.
No, I agree.
yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
pause
like you
real
said,
quick.
he's definitely it seems like he's a fall guy, right? Because at
Yeah,
first there
he
was
was a
like an
crash dummy.
older gentleman. They said there was an older gentleman that took credit for it, and then they arrested him, questioned him, and found out he wasn't it. And then eventually this dude came out. And like when you look at some of the evidence, I think that's why everyone's talking. And that's why I asked the question to the chat, like what piece of evidence that you've seen that supports the official story, and what evidence have you seen that challenges? Now, something I've seen that's kind of strange is the text messages between
Thank
oh
you, brother.
boy, yeah,
TNT. Thank you,
that is
TNT.
strange. Like that's not how you text people. Go ahead,
Right.
bro.
Because Ellie Aubrey, she brought up the same thing. When I seen them
Okay.
text messages, before coming to the truth, I was a conspiracy theory, right? I used to jack Alex Jones and that crowd and but coming to the knowledge of truth and the way of holiness and whatnot, I put away childish things. But I
Amen.
still have some kind of knowledge of because everything the conspiracy theorists and people like the Alex Jones and all that, not everything that they talk is rubbish. They talk some truth and lie. But just the little bit of knowledge that I got, those text messages, you know, they Manchurian candidate Tyler. He was a Manchurian candidate. You ever heard of that term?
I've heard the term. Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna lie and say I fully understand. I know there's kind of like similar to maybe a fall guy or a person put in position
Yeah.
kind of thing.
In hood terms, he crash dummy. He a crash dummy. But he was
Right.
his big homies were people with power.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying though, right? So he. Oh wait. Time out. You're talking about the fall. You're talking about the alleged
Yeah,
shooter.
Patsy coming. Patsy.
So you're saying he has people in high places?
Bro, he's not doing this mission by himself.
I mean, it's wild to. I hear what you're saying. So the official narrative is like he was just super upset, right? He was like a trans, or he had a trans like boyfriend. Um, and real quick, let me just say, look, I don't support either version of whatever happened. I'm just asking the question because Jay Razor said if he's wearing a shirt that says freedom, it was a false flag event. There's no doubt about it. That's an opinion. He's I mean, freedom of speech. That's his opinion. Um, salute to Jim. He said, "Hey, it's your Mormon friend Jim." He said, "I'm seeing some Mormon slander in the comments already, but I went to his memorial in Phoenix yesterday." So Jim was there.
Jim was there. That's
Jim
what's
was
up.
there. And respect, and blessings to Jim. He's always been, as far as I could tell, a very
Sincere.
hospitable person. Yeah. So I'm not gonna speak what I don't know. People saying Mormons are this, Mormon or that. I don't know Mormons or any Mormons, so I'm not gonna say they're this or that. I don't know. But there's some crazy stuff being said, Gino. Like
To be honest, I
this,
don't even know the Mormon doctrine like that. To be honest, I don't even know.
yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'll say this. Right, Jamar. But there's a lot being said, like White Girl Magic, salute to her. Interesting name.
Yo,
She
that's a
says
wild name.
she
That's a
said,
wild
what a
name.
name.
well, the comment is even wilder, bro. She says Kirk ain't dead, and neither is, I want to say, Irina. That was a young Ukrainian refugee. So I don't know if she's trolling, but she's saying that two people that were unalived on camera are not or are still alive. I don't know why she's, I have to assume she's trolling.
Yeah, you always got those Tupac theorists out there. That's what I would call them.
Okay, so
dead on an island somewhere. Yeah, no.
Tupac theorists. Yo, they seen Tupac in Hawaii with his kids and stuff. Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it is.
But no, Jamon, so I want to ask this question, and Gino P, of course, if he has some more time with us. To John Smith and anybody else who's familiar with these type of arms, right? Chris Robinson also brings up a good point, and this is just pieces that challenge the official narrative, right? They're saying, hey, if it was this type of ammunition, this type of caliber, whatever, the exit wound would be a massive hole.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
I don't know. I've never handled that type of firearm, So, what do you guys think? Does the exit wound look kind of fishy? That's what people are saying. They're saying, hey, it looks weird. Some people are saying it hit the vest and did a magic bounce upward and hit the neck. You know, I don't know.
If you want to be honest,
Jamon, do you have any familiarity with the? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
that shot was a lot closer than 200 yards. 'Cause that is right. When you hit something with that type of bullet, like when you go hunting and you hit a deer, now the entry wound is going to be small, but the exit wound is going to be, I would say, like the size of an apple. Depending on how close and how far you are away. Because, however, the further the distance, the more the resistance in the wind, and it slows the bullet down. And when it finally does makes its entry point, the pressure that comes with that distance is going to pop open the back. You know, unless you're super close to where it's just
Mm,
clean and it's
yeah,
in and out. With that type of caliber, you got to be super close for it to be a clean in and out.
yeah. Well, I mean, my brother John Smith, he says I agree with Gino P. I don't think he worked alone. I mean, it had to have been coordinated in at least some capacity because of who this person was, right? I mean, there were. I feel like they were a little bit too lax on the security. If I don't follow Charlie Kirk, or I didn't follow his material, I should say, but given the type of attention he got and the type of friends that he associates with, you would think that there would be a higher level of security at an open crowd event like this. That's just me being a whatever civilian. But John Smith agrees with you. Gino P says I don't think he worked alone, and it seems kind of evident that he would there would have to be some kind of coordination, at least knowing inside information of where to be at.
Where to be at?
Something I don't know.
They put a
Prodigal.
battery in his. They put a battery in his pack in his back, and
That's
injected
what I
him.
heard
Yeah,
too. That's what
they
I
put a
heard.
battery. They put a battery on him. Um, man, these agendas go deep. TNT.
Well, so Ryan H kind of speaks to that real quick. He said he didn't know what to do with his feelings toward the trans roommate. Now, Ryan, as far as I understand it, was his actual he had a relationship with the trans person.
My lord,
That's just what the story is. I mean, the text
Jesus.
messages call him whatever. But anyway, uh,
Oh, okay. So they going off the Them text messages are shady.
yeah, those text
Yeah.
messages are garbage. I'm not gonna lie; they look horrible. Like I couldn't, I don't know. They
Nah,
did a horrible job of making making it seem like a personal text message between two people that knew each other.
yo, that
That's
sounded
all I can say
crazy.
about that.
It sounded crazy.
They sounded pretty crazy. I'm not gonna pull them up or anything, but again, you guys be the judge. There's evidence out there, and Gino P saying, look, they put the battery in his back. They gave him motive, they gave him reason, they geared him up, gassed him up. This guy Ryan, and salute to him. He's saying, look, he had feelings for his trans roommate, trans partner, whatever, and because he was so hurt by Charlie Kirk's words, he went and did this.
Nah, come on now.
No,
Come on now. I would
I
have
don't know.
believed it
Now,
if I was in fifth grade or something like that. That's a lie you pass on a fifth grader.
yep.
Yeah, now, salute the prodigal. He says he had help, man. So
Ah, for real, that's a fact. If you
Yeah.
know, you know. If you know, you know.
right,
If you
right.
know, you know. Like I said, again, I mentioned JFK, Dr. King, and the list go on and on.
Amen.
The list go on and on. Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know, it was all. I've seen this movie before. I've seen this movie before, and there was people cheering his death. That was wild.
I mean, it's still going on. There's people being. Let me speak on that real quick. We don't support that at all. We
Nah,
don't
nah.
support being entertained or being happy over the loss of life or the taking of life.
Cause
That's
you know what's crazy? TNT.
yes,
I
sir.
didn't know of him. I didn't until he died. I didn't know him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of people. I heard the name like twice, but I never watched any of his videos. I'm not.
Nah,
I'm gonna be
yeah,
honest with you.
I never watched none of his. I never tuned into none of his functions. I heard he was a debater. Psh,
Right,
I
right.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a heavy
But
debater.
I mean, here's the thing. So there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Mike says the wife seemed fake at the eulogy. I'm not. I don't know her, so I don't know what her
Yeah.
sincerity. I know she was probably in shock because of what happened to the person that she loved very much. So that should have some kind of play on us, maybe having a little bit of grace if she seemed
Nah,
to be acting one way or another. I don't know.
you know what's going through that lady's mind, bro?
Hmm.
Lost her husband. Now she
That's
got
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the kids lost their
her
father. I
kids.
lost my husband, et
Lost my
cetera, et cetera. Like
mad stuff going through her brain.
right. So for people to say she didn't seem whatever, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm saying there's a lot of emotion going on. There's a lot of thoughts,
lot
a
of
lot of feelings.
emotion. Lot of
I don't.
emotion.
I will say this. Salute to her strength for being able to hold it together enough to even speak that soon after. A lot of people kind of shut down or need to be isolated for a minute. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they'll be like, hey, no, I
No.
need a minute. I need to take a minute.
Prayers for prayers for prayers for
For
the
sure.
kids,
Amen.
because they didn't sign up,
Well, I
regardless,
mean, yeah. No,
regardless of,
no, I'm not going to ever say he signed up for it or say he
no, I'm talking
deserved it
about
because that's what a lot of people are saying.
the
Right.
kids,
No, for
the
sure.
kids.
Yes, sir.
They didn't elect their dad being a debater. The kids are totally innocent and it's something wild.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and again, to celebrate the death or the taking of life in any capacity, we don't agree with that. That's of the devil. I'm going to just be clear. Um, Nicole Barker says, I also agree on how wicked people are as well, because that's another level of wickedness. Yeah, I mean, so L Aubrey has a great point. I'm assuming it's a she. She says Charlie Kirk was worth 12 million. He had access to lots of security. That's a fact. I mean, again, I'm a civilian. I'm not a pro. I'm not in security, but I assume there should have been something a little bit more coordinated than just a couple fellas standing behind him. Like that's not
Nah.
enough.
He felt safe. They probably gassed him up. Nah, you good, Kirk. You heard? You good.
Yeah. Wow.
They gassed him up.
Mm-mm-mm.
Look at how comfortable he is in that picture you got on the screen. He mad comfortable answering wild questions, all kind of things.
Right. I mean, I could understand feeling that way if I had a few drones circling. I had
Yeah.
some black ops dudes in the crowd or something. Like, yeah, but just a couple
But
fellas
here's the
behind me.
thing,
I don't
too.
know.
Nah, he
Here's the
probably
thing,
had
too,
all that.
brothers. But when has now we know the transgender community, the LGBT community. We know that they're pretty wild and obnoxious and loud, and they like to yell and scream and get in your face. But when has there been an event of them unaliving somebody for their opinion? What I've seen in all videos, they would yell, they would scream, they would make a fuss and make a big scene, but never would they actually harm a person. They would end up walking away screaming and yelling or something of that nature.
Yeah.
I've not in all this that's been going on. It's been going on since like what 2012, I believe. That the community has been growing and getting more bold and standing on their opinion. Not once has anyone of that community done something to this nature. Never. Never. They're crazy, don't get me wrong, but I've not seen one that crazy.
I mean, levels of crazy, right? That's a whole nother episode right there. But I get what you're saying though, bro. That I got to leave that one alone just because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he's But I will say there's mental health associated with the Alphabet company, so take that as for what it may mean.
Oh yeah.
L says, I can't really say the word that she used, but she's talking about the text messages again. She said the text messages that these individuals were supposedly exchanging while one of them is on the run after committing a murder. That does seem super fishy as well. Like, if you're on the run, if you just did something, they didn't get you yet, and you're like texting super openly and blatantly about it like this. I mean, I only read a couple of them and I was like, nah, I'm good. But the text messages seemed, I would say, super fake.
Nah.
That's just, they seem super fake. Like,
whoever.
And then,
go ahead, what's the sad part? You know what's the sad part? They're trying to make us believe that.
Well, that's the part. It's sad, but it's also scary in a way, not to be like, oh no, I can't leave my house. But it's scary to say, like, why is this being conducted in such a way, right? Why is the investigation being conducted this way? Why is it case closed? Patsy Cunningham was done with it. He did it. And here's all the evidence that he did it. Don't ask no more questions. Why is it being handled that way? And why do we still not have... Go ahead, Jamal.
You want to know why? Because they're trying to make Charlie Kirk their face of what they have planned in their agenda. I guarantee you there's going to be something harmfully done to that community because of this event. I can't really say 100%, but I have a feeling that, they're trying to push an agenda on harming more people. And I think they're going to use him as the front face of it. I mean, really, let's be honest. He's not a politician. You got people out there trying to put him on the same level as Martin Luther King and things of that nature. But he's not a politician. He's just a real educated dude with an opinion, and he had a big fan base. That's it. Yes, he has a company out here that does events for the homeless and for things of that nature, but he's not a politician figure. Like maybe down the line he would have been, but his government weight wasn't there. So I think they're going to use him as like I said, a face for the next move that they have on their list.
That's a good point. A lot of people are saying things are very fishy around this. I can't get around how fishy it seems. Like Gino Pete said.
Listen, TNT, he's gonna be the poster boy now.
I mean,
they're gonna use him. They're gonna use him as the poster boy for whatever the sick agenda. Because this is a sick agenda, right?
Yep.
To unalive someone for popularity.
Or just because you got mad at what they said.
Yeah, nah.
It
looks more.
That's what they.
Go ahead, TNT. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just saying that's what they want us. That's the official story. Gino P is like, look, he had a trans boyfriend, the shooter that's being charged with, aggravated murder and facing the death penalty. They're saying he had a trans partner. He got mad at Charlie Kirk because of his views on trans people, so he went and got set up and did what he did.
Well, Charlie Kirk was like they sacrificed him for popularity because now the Republican Party is popping again.
Dave Harvey says this was a government hit.
Yeah. This definitely for popularity, right? They're gonna unalive him, use him as a martyr.
That's another thing too. My dog but did you know that over 5 million people switched over from Democrat to Republican after this event?
That's
probably
wild.
more now that his memorial didn't happen. But after once the assassination happened, 5 million people switched over from the left to the right.
No, they eating up the filth that was fed, the text messages and Patsy Cunningham getting caught. People ate it up. Like the scripture said, they ate up the filth. They ate it up.
Yeah. You know, it's sad. What's going on is very sad.
It is.
Gianna says she's confused. She wanted a straight answer from the person that said, or the people, because there's multiple people saying things like Pablo saying Charlie Kirk is alive. It was staged.
Nah, boy ain't
Now,
alive.
I mean, there's so many videos, right? We've all seen like hundreds of videos. One video that's strange, I don't know what happened again, so I'm not on any side. I'm just asking the question, what do y'all think? But one video that's super strange, the original video, right? So when Charlie gets hit, there's a huge force that like kind of slammed into him right before
My
we
goodness.
saw evidence of injury. If I could put it like that, right? Like you seen his shirt kind of like fly up and you seen his, like you can see the force,
Impact.
the impact, but that was before he actually got hit though. So whatever it was something that was, it wasn't no little what's the word, cap gun for the case of a word, like
Okay,
it
yeah,
wasn't a pea shooter,
it was the blowback of something heavy.
something heavy. Thank you. It was something high caliber and heavy, because they're saying the reason why that happened. And again, I can't play the video. Last time it got taken off the air. But if you watch the video, we've all seen it, and you watch it slowly, like a lot of people are breaking it down frame by frame.
My goodness.
You can see like the effect of whatever's about to hit him. That effect hits him first, and they're saying that's like a sonic force of like the velocity of what was traveling at him. So that's one thing to
high
take into
caliber.
account.
A high
High caliber,
caliber,
right?
yeah, high caliber.
Another thing, though, and the reason I even bring that up is because we can see here he's wearing a ring on his ring finger of the left hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like his like a decorative wedding ring or whatever, I don't know, but the ring like jumps from that finger to the pinky finger.
Whoa.
If you watch the video, look at his ring, and I don't know if that's like a part of the sonic boom from the velocity of the ammo or what. I'm not a ballistics guy. I'm none of that. I'm just giving you what's out there. So yeah, his ring goes from that finger. We can clearly see it on his ring finger to his pinky.
It fall off him?
No, it Gino. So you see my mouse, right?
Yeah.
So this ring is clearly on his ring finger, right? Like it's all the way up there. You know what I'm saying? It then goes all the way same position on his pinky finger, like not on the edge of his finger falling off, is all the way up by the knuckle. And that's why a lot of people are saying, hey, this is AI. Hey, this is staged. Hey, something's going on that we don't really know. Like, for example, I seen this comment here. Where is it? He was basically, they were saying, Jay Razor says, note how Trump keeps mentioning AI. Like, why? So I'm just saying, for y'all who've seen the video, salute to my brother in Holiness, just joined the panel. For those who haven't seen the video, look at his ring. The ring literally jumps from this finger to the pinky finger. And it's not like on the edge, like it's dangling. It didn't get knocked off. It just like slid down the finger, which is kind of strange.
Wait a minute, TNT. You trying to say like it was staged? It was all a hoax, like some Illuminati trick?
They're trying to say it's like some kind of hologram type thing, bro.
Yeah,
like
like the Illuminati did it. Them people.
I mean, so I've even seen stuff, and you guys let me know what you think in the chat.
So
and
you
on
don't
the
think
panel for sure.
you don't think he passed away? Some people don't think he passed away.
Some
He
people
like in
think
a
he's still
cave.
alive
He
on
in
an
a cave
island
somewhere.
somewhere
Yeah,
with
in an island
Tupac.
somewhere. Yeah, yeah.
Yo, y'all funny, yo.
No,
Hey,
I
that's
don't
what they're
know.
saying, bro.
That's
I'm
true.
not saying this. I want to be clear,
listen,
but
this
yeah, because
government is wild wicked. I don't pass that. They are wild wicked, and just to
man,
get an agenda out there.
Oh yeah.
because like they
Hey,
were saying and I'll let my brother in Holiness speak, but they were saying the attempt on Trump's life was faked. They were saying he didn't get hit in the ear. His ear is already
mm,
healed. They're
Yeah,
saying that would have taken his ear off. Like, so they're saying that they're able to fake stuff and make it look like it was real. So that's where you get this comment here. Charlie Kirk is
TNT,
alive. It was
oh yeah,
staged.
oh yeah.
Let me know
TNT,
what do y'all think?
I was
TNT.
gonna.
Even with a 1 second, I just want to add on to that Trump ear stuff. Even with a slingshot, I'll take a piece of your ear off.
Yeah.
Imagine a bullet.
Well,
No,
that's what they're saying.
I was gonna say this too on that part. I'm glad y'all brought it up because that was
Yes,
the
sir.
point that I came on here that I wanted to make. When Trump got shot during that time before his presidency, the recent one, that to me showed the power in people getting shot. No, I mean let's be honest. That was like the biggest thing worldwide to
The
everybody.
attempt on Trump, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean he put up the
Yeah,
fist.
yeah.
Man, he did the fist. I'm talking about the polls went up immediately. So to me, when I look at this Charlie Kirk situation, why wouldn't I think that it would be some form of hit? But especially like even what you guys talking about, literally people change their whole entire from Democrat to Republican.
Yeah.
Millions of people. That to me, it's too perfect. It's too perfect of a job, and that guy's too man. That guy looks like he's about to fall out, and he needs to eat. You tell me he was up there in the hot sun, that guy, and he
The-
took that type of
Yeah.
shot.
Patsy
That's
Cunningham.
yeah.
Patsy Cunningham.
Patsy Cunningham, I
He
say.
like some guy that works at a desk job, yo. Like
Nah, he got the body built of a barista from. He got a body built of a barista.
he can't go up there doing no
Hey,
roof work, man.
you can't
He
put
be burning
anything
up there.
past somebody with a 30-06
Oh,
type
nah,
of.
nah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Any
That's the
barista.
equalizer, right? That's the universal equalizer right there.
Nah,
I
I bet
mean,
there's baristas out there that keep it real,
Oh
but
yeah.
hey,
uh,
there's got to hide
Patsy,
something in that fanny pack.
yeah, Patsy Cunningham wasn't alone. That's all I'm trying to say. And if it was
It's very
staged,
shady. At least
yeah,
it's super shady, bro.
if it
I'll
was
say that's
staged,
my
is
official
wild.
position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was not an amateur. Like I agree with Rob Hunter. That was no amateur shot because at the end of the day, not only you had top line security there, also you were able to make a marksman shot. So like I heard you brothers were talking earlier. Even if you're a hunter and you go out there hunting, you have that shot. You're not out there in front of top line security making that type of shot when you're out there hunting. But if you have all these different eyes on you and you're able to make that type of shot, no, that's too coincidental. Like even shots like that, they usually get more. Even right now, why isn't there more like trying to figure out the underlining of everything? Like you guys were talking about Tupac and Biggie. Who killed Tupac and Biggie? Come on, y'all can tell me this, but y'all can't tell me that. It doesn't. It seems very fishy to me. You know, I'm about to hit one of Trump's like fake news.
no, it's definitely
Some
wild.
seems off to me. Something seems off to me. A man so connected like that can
Nah,
just
he they martyr now. He the martyr of the Republican Party. You feel me?
yeah. Um, I mean, people even talked about him and said he was the person that would be in line to be a future politician, even though he wasn't. He definitely was the face of that, and he was well talked about. Like people wanted him to go into politics to go change some things. Like the younger community, they loved him. So to me, if you have that person so connected to higher ups in that fashion, how does he not have that type of security that can stop that type of marksman shot? It
That
doesn't.
that was my point. The
Yeah,
security was sloughing,
yeah,
flacking, non-existent.
yeah. Like what? It's like they making peanut
Like
butter
what
and jelly
happened?
sandwiches. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm
A
telling you,
bobblehead could have provided better security. Like what's going?
for real. Yeah, that's what
Oh
I'm
Lord!
saying.
All
It
right.
does. It seems off. It doesn't seem like a regular amateur can't go in a highly secured event and make that shot. That's just not possible.
Well, so that earlier, and I'm gonna try to run through you guys' comments because there's about 8,000 of y'all that have already said something. So I appreciate everybody's time. But right now on the poll, let me just give an update. The poll is at 55% say no. They do not believe the official story on what happened with Charlie Kirk. So it's about half and half. 55 is not a huge, lean to one side or another. But I will say this. Shout out to my brother John Smith. He had the same opinion that a lot of people have, and I'm not experienced enough to say. But he said, people from certain areas of our country who are very familiar with that type of ammunition and caliber and whatnot, weaponry, we'll say, can make that shot. A lot of people have said, hey, I can make that shot in my backyard. I've been making that type of shot in my backyard. I do it every other weekend when I go hunting. That's it is what it is, right? I don't know whether that's an expert shot or if it's something that you can do after you've been hunting for 10 to 15 years, whatever. That's like a speculation kind of thing as far as I'm concerned, but this is not speculative. What Real Raphael said, and a couple other people also said this. They said, okay, regardless of his skill level, right? The exit wound is a lie. 30-06 will leave a massive hole, no bouncing around. I don't see how we can get around that.
So what? He didn't. What they trying to say that his? Because
There-
I didn't tune in. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see son get shot. So I
yeah,
never watched
no.
the video.
I mean, so the thing is, in the video, Gino P, you see a hole appear on his neck. Well, first he gets hit by a huge blowback, like amount of like pressure, like it makes his shirt and his body like whoosh, like a jet just went by him, and a split second later, a hole appears in his neck,
My goodness.
and blood is coming out like a fountain. It's not like
Jeez.
spraying, but it's like flowing out, like and then it's man down.
Yeah, he
Um,
passed. He passed. He ain't that wasn't staged.
Well, so in the video, when I'm talking about that massive rush of force that hits him like a split second before the injury, that's where all the weird stuff happens. Like his
Well,
ring
the
goes from
impact
this finger to that finger.
the impact could have distorted the
The
video.
video, right?
Yeah,
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 for
the
sure.
impact could have
I mean, a
distorted.
lot. It looks distorted. I mean, everything jumps around on his body for like a
Yeah,
second before he gets hit.
that's what
So
I was going to say. And
yeah,
also, too, have you guys ever seen a shotgun from a 50 cal? When they shoot a 50 cal at something, the force hits the person before the bullet does.
My
Like
goodness.
you'll see the compression and the collapse of whatever is being, like I would say, it feels the chest. Before that
yeah,
bullet hits that person, you'll see the chest cave in and
My
start to
God.
rip open way before the bullet starts to pierce through.
That's
So
so
crazy.
that's what I was
viewer
saying earlier.
discretion is
It
advised.
depends on it
That's
depends
crazy.
on the it depends on the type of rifle being shot and how close that person is. If they're far away, it sort of happens. If they're really far away, it sort of happens in reverse. But if they're close enough, it happens just like that. The force will hit the person before the bullet actually pierces, depending on the rifle. Now we're talking about rifles, not pistols. Those are all different.
Yeah.
They function different, you know. But
Yeah.
a sniper rifle, Yeah, you feel it before you get hit.
What? So that's the thing, right? People are saying they're saying that the whole is not consistent. Just to be clear, Gino P and Holiness Twin and Jamon and the 200 and so people watching, they're saying that the wound is not consistent with the type of weaponry used. I don't know. So to offset
that is true. I would
right.
say that too. You know.
So to offset that though, just real quick, they're saying, oh, he was wearing a vest. It hit his vest, and a piece of it bounced up and hit the neck. So it was like a deflective, like a shrapnel part of the bullet that hit him. I don't know either way. People are saying that's impossible. People are saying if it did hit his chest, like, you know, I don't know. It just sounds, again, fishy.
Yeah, you
Sounds
know,
fishy.
it definitely does.
It definitely sounds fishy.
It definitely does, but
it wasn't just the neck. Like the way his body, and again, I don't want to be too gruesome, but the way his body seized up, it hit his spine. Because that's the first thing that happens when you get paralyzed, is your body seizes up and you're stiff.
That reaction I don't think can be faked. What the reaction seemed very legitimate from a civilian looking at it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, this is definitely fishy. You know, I'm about to dip out. I'm gonna leave you in good hand with the twins and Jamon and the chat. The chat is jumping. Before I dip out, to the moderators, let Feel the Steel live. That he got to type big because of his vision. You heard?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got to type. Let him live.
Yeah, y'all give him a pass, bro. Y'all give him a pass.
The moderators let Feel the Steel live because he got to type big because of his vision.
No, I feel him on that. I wear glasses. I
hear you.
Give that brother a pass. You know?
Yeah, give him a pass.
Stall him out, Debo. Stall him out.
To the brothers, keep me in prayer as always. As I keep y'all in prayer.
Salute and blessings and grace to our brother Gino P.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Pray for the brother ministers that labor alongside Apostle Gino Jennings. Pray for one another, and remember me when y'all pray. Peace.
Peace be, brother.
Peace.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go a little longer here. I'm gonna try to run through these comments real quick. Brother in Holiness and Jamon, I appreciate the time y'all giving me and however much time I still have with you. There's some comments, so I'm going to try to run through them real quick because a lot of people are saying a lot of things. 10,500 of y'all, so please bear with me. So L says, do you believe those text messages? Do you believe that a man running away from the police has the time to have a paragraph-long conversations? So there's some food for thought. For real. I mean, if you look at the official text messages, they look crazy. It's like, hey, it's me, TNT. I'm texting brother in Holiness. How are you? Like, that's not how we talk when you're texting the person.
Not while you're running from the cops, you know.
Especially while you're running.
Yeah. Usually he's gonna.
But I mean, you know who you're texting, and they know who you are, so you don't have to declare who it is because it's in their phone already. Like,
usually you're gonna do one or two. You know, hey, help! They coming or.
If you're on the run, you don't even need.
On the run,
I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to speak on that too much because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you got some ideas." But
no one has.
I would just say, yeah, it's highly questionable behavior.
That's crazy.
I agree with L on that.
You know, that the text messages is fishy. You know, in my heathen days, you know, I would never be texting anybody after doing what he did.
After doing anything,
be up in the mountain. I'll be in the mountain with a camp backpack with some dehydrated food, and I'm gonna be up there for like 2 months. You know?
No, but I'm just saying, like, as soon as the phone goes bing, you already got the paranoia already. So no one has time. texting a huge paragraph. That's just not, that's unrealistic. Like, to me,
No,
you know,
it's not. It's not
it's
realistic.
unrealistic.
You
No
know.
one's, yeah, no one's like, let me just write my whole manifesto now and let you know how I felt. Oh no,
Right.
it's to me, it's fishy. It's fishy to me. Yeah.
So, I mean, there again, food for thought, right? XXSUR says it was planned by the elites to further the division to bring about the Great Plan. Said Albert Pike, 3 World Wars, a letter and social breakdown of the USA. All right. There's a lot of hidden meaning in that comment. I have no idea what they're talking about. For whoever's watching, I have no I literally have no idea what they're talking about. I know, Albert Pike, he said Grand Mason, Grand Luciferian. We'll just say of the devil. Just keep it nice and short.
Yeah.
Tin Man Windman says it is that simple. The kid was just deranged. Again, there is a high percentage of mental health issues associated with the Alphabet Company. So if you're wondering what I mean when I say Alphabet Company, we're talking about LGBTQ, etc., etc.
And
L
also
said,
too,
sorry, say again, brother.
I was gonna say, like, even when you're saying the word deranged, right? When you're seeing someone have a mental health episode, I
Right.
don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but they don't have time to load this trigger and do a scope shot. You know what I mean?
Well,
They
I
might
mean,
pull off
they're
a few randoms, but to do a whole entire like government
I guess
shot like
it
that,
depends, twin. I agree with what you're saying, like in a fury, right?
yeah.
But like if they're like a sociopath kind of thing, then they might be kind of calm,
True,
calculated,
true.
like, oh,
You're right.
I got you next week when you come back for your burger kind of thing.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like, they might
I
do
agree.
something like that. I don't know. Again, I really don't know. But there's enough movies out there we can
You're right.
assume
You're right. We got too many.
couple sides to the coin on that, for sure. L says, I don't know that there are people cheering his death. They just are not glorifying him in his death. No, they're definitely cheering, L. I don't think I mean, there's plenty of videos of people saying, well, that's great. Or he got what he deserved. Or, they're saying a whole bunch of stuff, like, and they're laughing about it and they're yay or whatever. And a lot of people are getting fired from their jobs because of saying horrible stuff about it. And again,
That's what I was
we
going
don't
to. There's
support
people
that at
losing
all.
their jobs over this dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you got that much hate in your heart that you're gonna cheer on somebody's demise, we don't support that at all here. I just want to be very clear. Prayers for his family. Prayers for everybody involved. Salute to my brother Endure. God bless the Hall family. He says, so the one that took his life supposedly was trans. No, to be clear, the official story is that he was a part of the Alphabet Company and his partner was trans. And he was upset because of what Charlie Kirk had said about trans people. So to kind of defend his partner's quote unquote honor, he did this act. That's what's being painted behind, like, oh, you said something bad about someone I love, so I'm going to hurt you, that kind of thing. Gianna, I agree wholeheartedly. Salute to her and God bless her. She says, people who celebrated or still are celebrating this tragic event, you should be ashamed of yourself. I agree. Need some reflection there. Derek says, we won't see Charlie again, but wasn't shot that kid on the roof. You watched a cinematic scene. So he's saying, whatever the case may have happened with Mr. Kirk, but he's saying the official story is untrue. A lot of people believe the same way. Kenneth, salute to you, says, I do believe a transy or transy lover murdered him. I mean, I again, that's what the narrative is, that's the narrative.
I wanted to make a quick point too about that.
Yes, sir.
Charlie Kirk, he didn't just talk about the trans community. He talked about a whole bag of stuff of using free speech, right? So they, even for them just to try to make it about that, to say it's just about that, I think that's still kind of like dumbing it down, because he spoke about so many things that a lot of people were against, right? So I feel like it's really a free speech type of thing that people are really thinking about, because that's our ability here in the U.S. We can talk about anything we want. You know what I mean?
That's what the word is.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what they say now.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how long it's gonna last now, but he used his free speech to say whatever he thought, whatever he wanted to say, and he wasn't wrong for that, regardless of his opinions and anything like that. But that's not. You should never want to go take a man's life for
I agree.
his free speech or whatever he feels, because
Amen.
there's a lot of things I don't agree with, but you should never go take a man's life for it.
I agree.
So
And
yeah.
salute to the other half of the Holiness twin duo, our brother Endor. God bless you, bro.
Oh, what's good? What's good? What's good, brothers? Peace and
And
blessings.
we
Peace
just
and
asking some
blessings.
questions here. Peace and blessings, my brother. We're getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions. It's one thing that's clear. I'll say this: nobody is set on like one official thing that happened, right? Like, let me see. With the young Ukrainian refugee, I think her name was Irina. It's spelled a different way, but if I'm mispronouncing it, then apologies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there is no one who is like questioning what happened to her, right? We seen homeboy on the transit thing, sitting behind her. He pulled out a weapon. He hurt her, injured her, took her life, and that's it. No one is saying, "Hey, it was AI." No one's saying, "No, it was the other people." Right? Like there's one official story that we can all agree what happened. What happened? Excuse me, to the young girl on the transit link system. So what's crazy about this is nobody agrees with what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will say it's a conspiracy theory or it's a setup or, things don't add up. Like, how does a scrawny guy in his caliber able to scale a building and clean escape, like a clean getaway, and nobody see,
All
like,
that Starbucks.
I don't know, like, how is that possible? But because
Oh
remember,
boy.
they had another guy in mind,
Or running on
and
Duncan.
right, it could be Duncan. They had another guy in mind at first, and then it fell on him, and then we just sort of say, yeah, cool, we got him. But like, who? I don't know. Like, the government is usually much quicker on who finding things. We have so much technology when it comes to forensic science, and like how, I saw some videos actually on TikTok of the way the bullet was coming behind him and not in the front, right? And they were saying like just the entryways, because I believe he had 5 different security on him, but the only way that he could have got hit, they say, is if it was one of the inside men. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No,
None of
that's
it ever adds up when it comes to something like this. So
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then that's what's unfortunate. Like I mean, with I'm not going to compare it or anything, but again, with usual, not usual, but with an event like this, eventually there's like one official story that's accepted, right? Like Lincoln and whatever. There's a story that's accepted. This is almost to the point of like with the JFK assassination. People have one side where they think there was like a huge conspiracy. They have another side where they think it was one person. There's another side think it was 3 people. The third side thinks it was the wife or the driver. Like this is almost up there with that as far as how many different opinions. Now, I'm not saying it's the same thing of importance or less important, so don't get me wrong. But I'm saying with the amount of different views on what officially took place, this is going up there when it comes to conspiracy theories.
Yeah. One of those
And that's
unsolved
wild.
mysteries type of things. Yeah.
For sure. That's why I titled this Charlie Kirk case closed question mark. I mean, is it really that's what we're supposed to believe? Is like, hey, we got him. This was the reason. No more questions need to be asked.
Yeah.
But there's only more and more questions every day.
Because he's been doing this for a while. I'm like, I never heard his name ever. But I have seen him on YouTube once in a while. But I never knew his name. I did see when he talked to the younger crowd. Kind of like a what's his name? The guy that used to go out and debate. He has a son, and they go out everywhere to college campuses and talk about religion. But
Oh, I'm not sure.
I can't Stewart and there's another guy.
No, I think his name was Clyde or Clark.
Clyde or some,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's a
But
religious debater, but
he's a
very
religious debater.
controversial. A lot of people liked him.
Yeah. So he's kind of like, I don't know as far as his ideals or if they're a lot more extreme or anything like that. But I did know that he had the young crowd for sure. Like people would line up just to ask him a question, and he would answer based off of statistics or however he felt. Even though a lot of people would like to spin the rhetoric and make it some type of race war. But like you said, it's just kind of, it could have been so many sides to this, and it could have been somebody that hated him, which they're trying to give us that story. It could have been an inside job. Then they're saying that it's his wife because she's not crying or acting a way that they want her to act during the funeral and stuff. I'm like, oh, you guys want to say that, but there's so many ways this could have gone. It could have been one of his men in the inside job, but it shows you that how crazy in technology we truly are, that we really, unless you were there and you were like verbatim in front of him to see it go down, you really can't trust anything. And I saw
Yeah, that's what's
I saw
scary
one of
about
the
it.
guys that one of the guys said he had saw everything that had went down. They did an interview with him right then and there, and his people came and took him up and said, "No, you can't do this interview. You need to get out of here."
Oh, I think I saw something like that.
Yeah.
It was on camera, right?
Yep. It was on camera.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of evidence coming out to support the official story, and a lot of evidence coming out that doesn't support the official story. I mean, where's everyone at on this? Out of 550 votes, about 60% said no, they do not believe the official story on Charlie Kirk's assassination. I don't blame them. There's too much stuff going on. I'm going to try to get to as many comments as I can before we knock off here in the next 10 minutes. Al McAllister said, just as we know Tyler was not the primary shooter, we also know this was all pre-planned to be used as political fodder. Maybe he meant fodder in future elections. They took out their own for their own devious plan. So there's another theory, right? Is that it was he said they took out their own. So people that are aligned with Charlie Kirk's views, having done this for some other greater devious plan. Let me scroll on down. I will agree with Al on this. There is too many inconsistencies. That's a fact. I agree with him on that. There's way too many inconsistencies. And it makes you just ask the question, why? Like, where's any fragments or where's the actual bullet?
Yeah.
What happened? McAllister says Trump's speech was so disrespectful to Charles Memorial in so many ways. I didn't listen to it, I'm not going to lie. But, I'm sorry if that did happen. Hopefully he does better. L. Aubrey said, as wild as that is, Mr. Kirk adamantly believed that school shootings were an acceptable loss of life to ensure your Second Amendment right. I don't know if that's his view. If it is, I can see how people. I see the
That's
twins.
wild.
The twins unmuted quickly.
Wow.
Look, I don't know for sure.
That's wild, yo.
Oh, Jamon back on the mic. Yes, sir. I mean,
has
look,
said
hey,
that. He said,
go ahead, Jamon.
he said if a few people have to die in order to uphold the Second Amendment, then so be it. And he was talking about school shootings, so that was the subject at hand. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the guy talked about public execution as if it was the right thing as a Christian to believe in. So, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna
Yeah,
say
I mean, I'll say this: not having watched really any Charlie Kirk video before this happened. His death was probably one of the first videos I've seen of him, like other people, which is unfortunate. I could see why some things he said were a source of debate, or you know what I mean. People had all a different view than him. I could totally see that. It makes us ask the question though: why would anyone ever think he deserved what happened to him?
You know, for me, to me, this is my personal opinion. I feel like it's a political move, but you know, there are talks and speculations of taking away amendments that are in
Yeah,
the Constitution. So, you know, and implementing martial law and all these different talks about, like, there's no coincidence that he was talking about violence and stuff like that right before. It's like, hey, this is the point right here is when everything's going to turn. Like, to me, I personally feel like, you know, it's a
well, it's funny you
political
say that,
move.
Twin. Not to interrupt, but the name of his organization is Turning Point.
You know, like
That's
they
wild.
don't, they never hide things. They was always right there in front of your eyes, and they're like, "Hey, turning point." I'm like,
Turning Point.
"What?"
He's wearing a shirt that says freedom. I mean,
Mm,
yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot of people are saying, it's imagery. The FBI and different
Yeah.
things like that. They're saying they're in on it. I don't know.
'Cause-
Let me just
okay,
make it
because like
clear. I have no idea.
I
that's
want
why
to make
people think
a good point.
he's still alive, like Biggie and Tupac, because they're
Oh my
saying all of this is imagery
I
and
hear
it's
you.
just for show. And you know, they do have people that just disappear, like they say, Tupac's on an island somewhere, you
Oh
know,
boy.
just chilling out. You know, you really don't know what to believe these days because it's
I'll tell you one
nothing's.
thing we can
Yeah.
rest in, Twin. We can rest in the scriptures for sure.
Oh
Amen to
yes. Oh
that.
yes. 100%.
Yes. I do want to make a good point too, right? So Charlie Kirk was not only a person that uses free speech, he was young. So he was in his 30s, a part of the younger generation. So
For
he
sure,
was
yeah.
he was able to mainly capture the younger generation than moreover than any other demographic, right? So
Absolutely.
if he really actually, even though I could say a lot of us don't personally go for all of his views, but there are certain things that a lot of younger people could grasp to say, okay, you know what, I can go out here and have free speech and speak about this thing and that thing. So he kind of had a representation of free speech, if I could put it like that. So for him to be, assassinated in this way, I know a lot of people. I think they might kind of have more so of a fear mongering type of thing. So it's like they kind of like they shut him up. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the things that he was talking about was all good, but he still was able to say what he wanted to say. So if someone else like him or would have that type of free speech, it makes also a lot of people like, hey, maybe I can't say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was just something I was thinking about too. I'm
I
like, what
mean,
if someone like him occurred again and they said, hey, let me go around doing TED Talk, like, because it was kind of like he was doing TED Talks.
there it is. They'll take out your turning point if you're trying to have freedom. They'll take you out.
Ooh, that's wild.
Yikes.
A visual.
hmm So I think it was more. That's why I say it looks too perfectly planned. Like, you know what I mean? He might not have been everybody's cup of tea, but at the same time, what he was doing was what you can do here in the U.S. So the day that a person like him can't talk, that's something to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or any one of us, we can talk about anything we believe in, and I'm not trying to make him into what they're trying to make him into. I'm just more going off the fact that I would say that's the government. Like, hey, y'all don't get no ideas. Going up here trying to talk to any of y'all, right?
Hey, hold on. Let me say the prodigal son. You wilding out, bro. He's saying, did you see how Trump was holding Kirk's wife with a grin on his face?
Yo.
Earlier, prodigal son said that Trump had this done so he can get to Kirk's wife. Look, man,
Yo.
I don't
crazy.
Yo, what's wrong, bro? Yo.
I don't, prodigal. You gotta stop reading the New York Post or whatever.
He wasn't
That's
talking
Whatever it
wild.
is.
yo. That's a
That's
lot of
wild.
BS.
That's wild.
That's not it, bro. There's a lot of theories, but that's not it, bro. I'll
That's
say
not
that
it,
one's not
bro.
it. Don't go with that one, prodigal. Out of all the theories, don't go with that one, brother.
Leave that one alone.
Oh boy.
I will say this though, brothers.
Yes,
There's
sir.
videos of Charlie Kirk talking about Trump being on the Epstein list. So yeah, yeah. This was before his second term. Charlie Kirk did come out with a video saying that he was on that list. So I don't know.
Yeah. There's so many angles, man. There's so many angles you can go with this.
Right. And let me just clarify really quick. Jay, and to anyone else in the chat who thinks that we're laughing at what took place concerning Charlie Kirk's unaliving event. No, we're laughing at the comment from the person who was in the chat, someone we regularly talk to, and he was saying that Trump did this to get at Charlie's wife. We were saying no, that's not the reason. So I don't want you to misconstrue. I know you might have just popped into the chat to say what's up, but yeah, we're not laughing at what took place. We're laughing at that potential outlook as one of the possible theories. Again, we're just having open-ended, open-minded discussion. If you were someone that followed and watched Charlie Kirk's videos, I'm sure you can understand open-ended discussion. So I'm gonna just leave that there. I mean, there's so many comments. It's hard to pull all of them. I'm like an hour behind because again, we got like 17,000 people commenting on this. So there's a lot of people, a lot of comments. But I wanted to grab Antoine, just one of my last comments real quick. And salute to everybody that is in the chat. Again, I appreciate all of y'all for being here. And I definitely appreciate you guys for sharing your time and sharing your opinion. Antoine said something, though, biblically I can't ignore, and I want to find it so that I can just bring it to everyone's attention, because he said it a while ago. And please bear with me. Again, let me show the results from the poll as we wrap it up. Over 600 votes. Do you believe the official story on the Charlie Kirk assassination? Well, the majority said no. Phil the Still, he said, it could have been a Mexican cartel. There's so many like things that it could have happened. And it's just so much. There's so much to be said about the fact that there's a lack of evidence. Yeah. And Jim, I appreciate you giving me the info on the millions of Mormons, just to help me have an understanding on that. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's so much swirling around that's not confirmed. That's really the problem here, is that they haven't been able to give definite evidence. they're given some things that look very fishy. The text messages looks fishy. The the method of having done this, because the wound and whatnot, and there is no, like, where's the actual fragment or the actual bullet or whatever the case, it all again comes back and it looks fishy. So because there's lack of definitive evidence, it leaves discussions like this a lot of ground to take place, because you see now building support for other things that took place. I finally found Antoine's comment. Glory be to God. Antoine said, I don't know about people faking their death, but if that was true, it'd probably be the Antichrist imitating resurrection. I personally think he's gone. That's some food for thought.
That's some food right there. Serious food.
That's some food for thought. And the reason I even bring this up, somebody would say, why are you talking about this? Well, because we have to all come into realization, whether you're of the world or simply in the world, that if they can, whether it's faked or whether it was fooled, right? Like, we don't know who did it. It was from this angle, that angle. If they can pull it off to the capacity where we just don't know what happened, which is where about 80% of the people are at, they just don't know.
Yeah.
Then that's scary.
And for me, I've seen too many movies, and
Yep.
I've seen too many movies, and they kind of tell you how to get away with certain things. But I can say this is not a one-man type of thing where one man can plan and orchestrate. This is not Michael Schofield from Prison Break. One man cannot orchestrate all of this, get a clean getaway in a crowd full of a multitude of people. Everyone see blood and all those type of gory things, and the man is still able to escape. I'm one of those that says no, because I find it impossible to believe that this is a one man planned operation. There has to be a multitude. There's no way. There's no way. And I can't believe that. So when you see they're only putting out bits and pieces of a little here and a little there, you can't give me everything that happened, all the text, the motive and all those things come into play. It's very fishy to me, but that's just my personal opinion.
I agree. Very, very fishy. No, we're not saying that there wasn't blood. All we're saying is that the official story is, again, let me give a quick recap. That he was assassinated by Tyler Robinson, this 22-year-old, on the 10th of September because of his views on trans people. And then there's a bunch of evidence to try to line that up and make that more of a concrete story. A lot of people are just saying, hey, I don't believe it. And it has nothing to do with what I said. I mean, the poll is there. It's over 630 people voted. Majority said no, they don't believe the official story. So, I mean, that is what it is. It has nothing to do with me. It's just a fact of the matter. A lot of people, regardless of having seen blood, having seen this or seen that, they just don't believe the official story.
Yeah. And I want to also say, it's not that we don't believe that he's dead, because his family had to put him to rest, right? A lot of his
Right.
loved ones had to put him to rest. But what we're saying is the official story of the cause that led to the effect of his passing away. That's what I don't believe.
Yeah. And I mean,
oh yeah, that's so true. And I just want to make that point too. Like, most people, when any form of unaliving happens and they do an investigation, you are always able to see the investigation tape of that person confessing that is the reason why, or they might even have a previous manifesto or some form of interrogation for that person to know, okay, this is why this person got arrested, and this is what they said, and this is what's done. So they just want us to go off and say, okay, you know what, so and so, they just put out a little pamphlet. They let us know this is what is going on, when they don't want to give the people any evidence of that. But in most cases, like I said, in an unaliving case, you're able to see that. You're able to see the investigation, the interrogation, the
For sure.
ballistics, all of that. You're able to see those things.
Yeah, it should be open-ended.
It should be
Yeah.
open for everyone. So the fact that it's closed is the reason why that suspicion is there. And they want us to make up our minds and say, okay, this is what it is. And we're not getting the information. We're just getting what's told. And that's it.
They got too much. They have too much technology, with forensic, and to know how far the bullet came and which way it entered and exit, to know the amount of degrees of the shot was given or whatever. We have too much technology to be given bits and pieces. We want the full story, and that's all I'm saying. Is I just, from what they gave us, I guess we're just gonna have to accept what they gave us, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
well, at the end of the day, right? That's a real good question, brother. Is when they're going to give you what they're going to give you, and this is what they're giving you, right? They're giving it that it's this LGBTQ person who was angry and climbed up on there and did it by himself, ran off, and eventually got caught. All these text messages, his parents turned him in, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to give you. They're not changing that. You do have an option if you accept that or not, or if this just adds up to more things that say, wow, these conspiracy theories are sure looking less like theories.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, as I close out. I agree wholeheartedly with what Jay said. I hope the case will be televised and all the facts will come out in the trial. Erica deserves to know the truth. And I'll change that. His wife does deserve to know the truth, but we all do. I think we all deserve to know the truth. Again, I hate what happened to him. I'm very sorry this happened to him. I pray for his family, his loved ones, his children. And, my brothers, do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah. Another life loss. I don't agree on anybody taking anyone's life or taking those things into their own hands.
Right.
And I pray for the family. And like Jay said, I pray that they get the truth so that they can get closure and heal, so that they can move forward with life and not just be an open case that nobody really knows what happened. So that's what I really want for Charlie and his family and his loved ones that he's left behind, because that's what I would want for mine. I wouldn't want an open case and nobody really know what happened to my dad or my husband or my wife or whatever. I wouldn't want anybody to experience that. So just prayers for his family and his loved ones, and that they get closure in this matter.
I agree, brother. Said. Go ahead, brother in holiness.
I agree with everything the brother said too. My condolences for the family. It's a really sad thing, and I agree with what you said earlier, brother TNT. Like, we want to know the truth. So if they're quick to put up propaganda on the television and want it to be known to all, you should do just as much and give it to the people to know the truth and know the underlining of what it is. Don't just give us a narrative and say that's what you guys are going to believe. Let us know how, if you're going to put it up there for us to believe something. You know what I mean? And it was a wonderful show, brother. I look forward to the next one that you have, and I appreciate you letting me on. And peace and blessings to you and your family, brother, and everyone in the chat. Oh yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Peace, my brothers.
Peace,
Jamon, you still with us? Did you have any final words before we knock off?
Oh, no, I'm still here, brother. I want to say what happened was terrible. That should not happen to nobody, no husband, to no father, to no anybody. But like the brother, like Quinn said, we want to know the truth. If you're going to put out all these allegations and all these lies, as a person that lives in this world, we need to know the truth. And also, speaking of truth, This is why you need to follow the holiness, follow the truth of God, because the truth is being spoken every time they're up on that pulpit. But it's very sad of what happened, and my prayers go out to the family, and I hope people don't get so caught up in this event that it starts to change their behavior and it change their mindset to do anything that is crazy. So, but thank you, brother TNT, for having this discussion. It's always great being on your show. I appreciate you, brother. Peace and blessings.
Amen, brother Jamon. Beautifully put. And I agree wholeheartedly with what he said. There's so much left to be said about what took place. Most importantly is that, we don't support hate of any kind. Speaking for me, my brothers and sisters who frequent the channel, we don't support cheering or glorifying any type of acts of violence. And we certainly pray for all. We love you all. Until next time, God bless you all.